Hi Fleur. We're here at the Women's Conference and we've been hearing a bit about people encountering Jesus. Please will you tell us, how did you first encounter Jesus?
Great. Well, it's a real privilege to share a little bit about this. I first encountered Jesus at a Christian summer camp in the wilds of Dorset. I didn't go to church as a child. I had no interest in Jesus. But God brought me to a camp through a number of circumstances, to avoid playing in the orchestra and sort of normal teenage complications with parents. So one summer I ended up at a Christian summer camp.
Great, so that was at a summer camp in Dorset. So what happened afterwards? What happened next?
What happened next? Well, I had a really great time. The leaders were super friendly and mad, and the activities were exciting, and we did loads of fun games. We had lovely people around us. The food was delicious, but every morning and evening the Bible was opened, and God kindly opened my eyes to some truths about me. He showed me that I'd been living for myself, that I'd been ignoring him, that put me under his judgment, and that I was really in need of a rescue. And he showed me that the Lord Jesus had come to earth and lived an amazing life and died in order to offer me forgiveness, to offer me a way back and a way into God's family. And as I encountered Jesus, as I saw that, it was like the scales fell off my eyes, and I really just wanted to follow him and to go wherever he would lead me.
So you're hearing this for the first time?
First time.
So how did hearing those things then change you, life after summer camp?
Yes. Many people who know me will be surprised to hear that I was quite precocious as a teenager. I had done quite well academically at school. I was a prefect. I often had my nose in a book. I wanted to win every argument. But once I'd met Jesus, he opened my eyes to his kingdom and a better way. I can really remember that he showed me that he didn't love me because of what I would achieve. He loved me because he loved me. And that had a huge impact on my life. I knew I was part of his family. I was precious because I was redeemed by him. And he showed me that he wanted me to love others like he loved me. But it wasn't about winning arguments, but pointing people to him and the hope that a life with him has. And obviously he gave me a new book. He gave me a living book, the Bible, which is better than anything else I've read, to help me as I got to know him better.
Amazing. Yeah, thank you. What about today then? Are there ways in which you're still encountering Jesus today in your day-to-day life?
Yes. I guess encountering Jesus today is walking with him, isn't it? It's leaning on him, knowing him, following him as my Lord and my King, trusting that his path, that his way is best. I certainly don't do that all the time. I rely daily on his forgiveness. That's really precious. But there's more to our relationship than just that. Last year was really quite tough. On more than one occasion, I found my world turned upside down, seemingly. Things weren't quite as they appeared or as I'd thought they would be. But through all of that, Jesus showed me that his ways are better and precious. A verse that he brought to mind through his Spirit was that verse from Hebrews: Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. And I realised that however different the world seemed, however changing my life appeared, that my Lord Jesus hadn't changed. I was still part of God's family because he died for me. His love was enough to comfort me, enough to lead me and show me, to forgive me. Nothing had taken him by surprise. And now, not even a year on, I look back and I see that he'd been ahead of me in all those times. He'd provided kindly with friends and church, that he was working to correct my heart, to show me where my ways weren't aligning with his and how his was better. And I know in a real way I've encountered him in the middle of the night, as well as in the joys of a spring morning. And I know that his words are life-giving and his truth is restorative, and that he can bring real good out of difficult situations.
Fleur, thank you so much for sharing all that with us. It's a great encouragement to us to hear how you're trusting God, you're walking with Jesus. So thank you for sharing that. We're going to sing now. Please will you tell us why this song means so much to you?
Well, you've been alongside me through some of the things that have been a bit tricky. And you sent me this song because I think it had been an encouragement to you. And the words of this song kind of encapsulate what it's like to encounter Jesus. Can I share?
Please do, yeah.
Share one of the verses. I could read the whole song, but part of a verse says this. It says, "What joy to know that Christ is mine, who holds me ever in his love, the sure foundation of my life, whose grace will always be enough." And that just says it all, doesn't it? Whatever's going on in our world, he's with us, and he is sufficient, and he loves us, whether we're having the best of days or the worst of times, and he restores us. It's sure. His grace is sure. It will never be taken away. So it's been really precious.
Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you so much.